So yo, back with map 2. Video quality should not be completely terrible this time. I was gonna try sitting close to my computer because my mic was a little quiet. Yeah, Dorado, let's get right into it. I like our comp. It's pretty good. We have a pretty usual double shield comp and flex to Brigitte if we need to. Yeah. I don't see any problems with their comp here. Let's just start analyzing, right? Orisa Hog versus double shield. Probably just win in the long term, right? Their Hog kind of just feeds your ultimates. As long as you play around their hook, you should have way more sustain, way more defensive ability. At the moment, you're really just running a better comp, except for the fact that they have a Zen. I know Parker doesn't play Zen, so like not something I'm gonna really discount you for. The Echo Mercy is still pretty good here. Sounds perspective.
Changing position.
It's poking. I really want the Mercy. Okay, well, first things first. I really want our Mercy to be sticking with our Echo. That's really the point of running this comp. Right? The only reason why you ever run a Mercy in double shield or in the modern day is to have a Mercy pocketing. Sorry, have her pocket an Echo. I swear Stuart was on Ashe at the beginning here, and I really think you should be on Ashe just because you're not utilizing any of Soldier's mobility here, right? Like, you're not taking this off angle, you're not using his legs running around, and with the pull combo with Orisa, right, Ashe Dynamite is just so much stronger. There's Ashe or even Cole Cassidy is almost always a better pick. So, how does Jake get hooked down? First things first.
Damn it. I thought you needed a head.
Okay, so we're just kind of not paying attention to the Hog is, right? We see 5 people here, but we don't see the Hog, and so we just kind of forget. And just an awareness issue. And so he dies. If you send out Immortality Field, I wouldn't even do this. Except, there are 2 options you have now, right? Option 1 is to just drop. Drop and take a fight here, because the cart is only halfway done. Halfway through, rather, the point. So you can like take a fight here. Even if you lose, you have another fight at the very end of the point, ideally. What I really don't like is immoing him and then just not committing anything else. And now I just wasted ammo and Jake's dead anyway. I also need to just get my Epic Pen out real quick. That is the Epic Games Launcher, not the Epic Pen. Skip a few seconds of the video. Okay. Stuart needs to get out. You get the kill, which is good, but you're staying in for way too long, and you're just alone, and end up whatever you might have done by killing that Zen gets negated.
Adjusting angle of attack.
Hello.
I'm just chilling, waiting for Orisa. Okay, Orisa's back. We can wait a little bit longer to engage here, just a little bit, right? Because like you're so close to this corner, you can just like walk 1 foot. So you can like start touching the cart once the numbers come up, up here, you know, at the right. Can't see that anymore, but right there, once the numbers come up. No need to rush. Just maximize the time you have for your team to come back. Orisa's so out of position, I want her to die. Oh, okay, close. We do get her. One thing overall I'd like to mention about Jake, this is not something you can just see, but a lot of our pulls go uncapitalized on. This is something we've gone over before, but Jake, I really would like you to, instead of pulling and then you pull immediately, a little bit more of a count or a little bit more of a delay after you call it the pull needs to happen, because at the moment you're kind of just pulling the moment, you know, you say pull, and that's something that either the team overall has to be at a higher level, or you need to play Orisa with the team for much longer for them to be able to respond to your pull so quickly. This is still a winnable fight. You traded Orisa's, you're down 1 now, but only by 1.
Reaching up.
I want to say here, this dragon is eatable, edible,
Back in the fight.
whichever the word is. You might not have seen him in all the chaos, but the Hanzo has been on the left side this entire time. So now when this dragon comes out, if you walk forward by a little bit, you can definitely have used that, right? So that's something like really high level, and arguably maybe even saving the eat and dodge this dragon is better, but something to consider. Most likely when this loses this fight, because we're not in cover anymore, the dragon. I would also even consider an Ana against this comp. I don't know if Parker is comfortable on Ana. I don't know how Stewart died there either. But Parker, I would say, if you are comfortable on Ana, because they're running a hog, you can really make his life miserable with the anti-nade. And then in that case, well, they only have a Cole Cassidy in his set, so maybe it's still okay to stay on Ashe here. Or not Ashe, Echo. Stewart, I don't even know how you got here. Okay, your repositioning happens. I would say, yeah, you are like, this is just the usual thing, right? You are so far out and away and ahead past your team. It's no surprise that someone randomly just comes and kills you. Your saving grace is that your team hasn't like this set up yet, so you can come back in time. We're just poking. I don't know why though we're setting up so far back here. We really should just be taking this bridge space much earlier. Like we are giving them so much cart push. Right, like we're holding one corner too far. We should have been here far earlier. We see the Zen and the Hog alone there cut out, and it's good that we chase. But again, this would have been easier to do if we were here in this position to begin with. It's really like the entire team is running around. Look at this. This is insane. Okay, like, Stewart is here. Nick is there. Our Echo Mercy are back here. Ari is standing here. Jake is alone here. And same for their team. Why are we so spread out? Let's follow our main tank, right? And then in this situation, our Echo and Mercy can be at an off angle because they have a pocket. But we're so spread out. It's very weird. Messy fight.
Resistance neutralized.
We give up the high ground. Stewart, I would really not give up the high ground here. You have just as much LOS. Because the card is all the way up here now, right? Like you have just as much LOS standing on this bridge after that.
Hold up now.
I don't even know who to spectate. See, and you die, right? Because you're doing the same thing again. Alone, out in the open, directly behind the enemy team, no support on you, and then you just die.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Orisa.
Enemy contact.
Just a really weird fight.
Hey there.
We end up winning, I guess, because both teams are all over the place, and we just happened to be in the right place at the right time. The capitalization on the Hagens and when they were standing over here was good, but everything after that is nasty. We're not coordinating, we're not grouping up. I like this a lot better. We have, right, our pocket taking an off angle and the rest of the core of our team on the other side.
Hey.
Okay, we should have scouted by now that they're on that side. Or at least we should know by process of elimination. Okay, now, yep, Dante gets a scout off. We know they're over there. This high noon, we can just look on the other side. Great. Take advantage of this terrible high noon. So I just heard us use Window and Flux. I don't like that we're using both at once. There should be a little bit more communication, right? Like we should probably just use one of these first and then the other one after. I want you guys to communicate that you're ulting. Not much of a need to go for this, both at the same time. I also, Dante, how did this happen to Dante? So Dante is pocketed at this moment, right? Parker, you should be going with him. Parker, you should be going with him. Okay, yes, you're attached to him again. That's good. Parker, you should be going with him again. Dante, you should not be going without Parker. Right? You guys are a unit. And now you've ended up alone, directly behind their enemy team. No LS to your team, no supports with you, you don't have your ult, you are asking to be killed. We still win the fight, because, I don't know, we popped a bunch of ults, and we had some picks. We're all on the same angle here, which I would like Dante and our Mercy to be a little bit on a different angle.
Defense mode activated.
Like, you guys might even be able to be pushed up a little bit, maybe.
Changing position.
I don't know, this is really strange. They're all just sitting down here, so maybe this is the only place you can really shoot them from, right? There's only this really one angle. That's fine.
Please move behind the barrier.
This dragon should do nothing, okay? I don't even know what's happening. But he is shooting this dragons at you from like 30 meters away. I don't want this dragon to be getting any value. Yet somehow... Jake? Why is this dragon's going into you?
Please move behind the barrier.
Like, you see him there, you know he's there. Okay, I guess we kind of panic a little bit, because the hog does boop us, right? But, like, you literally just took the dragon's face off right there. And now this fight is over because we're down 2, and the hog just flanked. We want to be careful of that, right? We definitely didn't see the hog down here. What the fuck? We definitely didn't see the hog down here with the rest of his team, right? We don't remember seeing the hook come from below us, so he must be on a flank when you just use a passive elimination there. Stuart, I don't know why you're ulting in a fight where we're down 2. Again, far away from team, no support, alone, behind, asking to be killed. All of our DPS, all 3 of our DPS have this problem very often, and I really need you guys to fix this.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I've already talked about adaptations. You go Hanzo.
Boosting up.
That's pretty good. I would still like Ashe, because Ashe would get so much value against this comp as a counter sniper, and with the dynamite pulls. Hanzo's okay.
Stop right.
Pull.
Please move behind the
I didn't see much go into that pull.
Cease your resistance.
No. They are not even around the corner, right? Like, you clearly see that they're here. They can walk 2 inches to the side and completely negate all value from your supercharger. At the earliest, I would use it when they're here, because now you can, first of all, pull them back into LS very easily, and they don't have an easy way to get out of LS. So this is just a wasted supercharger to use too early. We also should really consider the fact that the card is moving and it's being pushed by 2 squishies. Oh, there's a hog. Okay. And the hog flanks us again. I would say we really want to focus on one of the 2 units. This is probably not the unit to focus on because they have so much cover. So I'd rather just put most of our fire into the squishies that are exposed, which we do end up doing. Good. Kill the Zen. Right. Hanzo flanks. Kills us. Yeah, we just kind of end up picking them off, right? The Zen first, then the Hanzo. So it looks like this is the one fight.
Taking off.
Okay. They're taking a long time. Okay, so we know the hog is over there. Okay, now we know he's back there, right? We've seen him do that.
Lifting off.
Go back to a first-person perspective. I want to see like a pull on that Zen. Yeah. Okay, great kill. Why did we drop? By now we must know that they're in the underground, right? Just gonna do that for a second. And now? we know that they're under us. Right? Like, we can hear them. They're not at the high ground, so they must all be under. And then we just drop down for some reason, straight into them and die. So that's a little weird.
Helden sterben nicht. Changing position.
It's an even fight right now. So, dragons. Yeah, we just let this hog get weird angles on us very often. So, I would say playing this. I don't know, it's a good play from them, I guess. They dragons you out of that position, even though it's really awkward. I guess my recommendation would be to maybe just drop as a team at this point, right? Like once you get the pick on the Zen, you even have a yeah, and like they're pushing the cart already. They've been pushing the cart, and you already got the pick on the Zen, so it might be a good enough time to just drop on the cart by now.
Beam activated. Burn down.
Okay, we get a kill. That's great. We're okay. That hog keeps getting kills that he shouldn't be. I don't like that you dropped the lone. I think this, by now, for sure, our tanks should not be on high ground anymore. Like, this isn't the relevant space. All of the fighting, all the enemy team is down here, and we've already gotten picks, right? Like, we've gotten at least 2 picks by this point on both supports, Zen and Bap. We should just be fighting them, fist fighting them. Like, we always win a close range brawl because they have no supports. Dante just drops a one and takes a 1v1. That's, and then dies. So now this is weird, right? Like, why are we choosing to be on the low ground now? We want to, our gameplay cycle should be start on the high ground, look for some advantage. If you find it, you can drop and fight them. And if you don't find the advantage, you can like drop, for example, onto this corner and then play this corner or something like that. Okay, yeah, because like, this is just really awkward positioning, right? Like, Jake, you see them going up. Now it's too late, but our Risa just can't give her shield to the rest of the team anymore. It's much better to start on the high ground for that flexibility so you can drop if necessary.
Get behind the barrier.
We end up killing them with the window. Good. Your opponent's team has a massive issue just like having clean fights and using ults. You'll notice a pattern that your opposing team isn't too much of a threat.
Keep it together. Keep it together. Keep it together.
On the high ground, I like that. So in the replay, I do hear them. Like, you can hear the Risa stopping. I don't know if you could hear that in game. But again, we should be probably repositioning and not only looking at this hog. Okay, good fortify. Hanzo dies. Yeah, okay, I like that, right? Well, we do get the advantage. We get the pick on the Hanzo, which is good. But then they've already started popping Transcendence. So it's probably, we might want to wait for Transcendence to go off before dropping, or to end before dropping. Because we end up...
It's high noon.
We end up walking into a supercharger too. Right, yeah, his supercharger has already gone off. So there's no reason to be dropping into their LOS here. And then the window comes out too, and it's even more. Hawk can die. You can die. Dante.
Personality duplication complete.
That's okay. I mean, you're not dead and you need to kill that supercharger. So that is a situation where like getting directly behind them and being on a super flank is okay because you're in copy already and you have your flight ability that's off cooldown, obviously. So like that's a good low risk high reward, even though it's a wide or a massive flank. Log should die. I wouldn't fly high at that point. Jesus Christ. Okay. First, I wouldn't fly high at this point. I would just try to get into here as quickly as possible, right? We just kept going like higher and higher, and this isn't actual cover. And then Parker, this is insane. Like, when you started rezzing, there wasn't a shield here. This is asking to be killed. Jake comes in with the clutch and lets you get the res off.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
And they see now. Okay, we'll take those. You're probably winning that anyway, though, because you started stabilizing in first.
Score. Ready.
Let's consider a comp here.
Ready for battle.
Seems fine. Again, I would like to see the Ashe. But Hans is okay. Whoa, great combo.
Ready.
Something I should be looking at.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Payload moves toward its predicted outcome.
Escort the payload.
Get behind the barrier.
Wow, they just feed. Okay, good stuff. That's the fight.
Routing navigation systems to defense.
Good kill, punishing them for not getting out quickly enough.
He's showing you. Hey, hello.
Nothing much to really say yet. That was just well played. You are playing really far up, Ari. I want to do back a little bit. This is just so close to tanks.
Say the payload's moving. The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Got you good as you.
Okay, I'm just not gonna go that deep into that. It was a clean fight. No one died. Probably not much of value we can get off. Got off that fight.
Hey.
Great staggers.
Double confirmed.
I just want you to be poking at this point. Like, you don't even have to. Yeah, you can just keep poking at that soldier. You have a mercy pocket. Their Hanzo isn't alive yet, or they don't even have a sniper that can punch it.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
This is just something to consider, because I don't think either way is necessarily correct. But like, we just have our tanks keep pushing here, right? Maybe our tanks, because Dante gets such a massive stagger, we can spend this time having our tanks position onto the high ground, climb the stairs. We've definitely had enough time to do it. And then have our bat push the cart, and then he can jump back up with extra boots. Or even our Hanzo push the cart piece of the wall.
Helden sterben nicht.
Sigma. My barrier is destroyed. So optimal.
Okay, good kill on the Zen.
What is
Yeah, I want to push this advantage while we have our copy up for sure.
Let them out.
Special attack.
And they just C9. Okay.
reached the checkpoint?
Didn't need to use this, for sure. And didn't... Maybe one of those two ults, the window and the supercharger, was good. But... Clean fight so far, have a lot of momentum.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. Let's go back a little bit. This high ground position is strong, right? The third point high ground position is strong. I don't want our tanks to be here yet, because their tanks still haven't respawned. In this time, our Risa and our Sigma can both be coming up here and taking this space, taking it so that they don't have any of this space, right? Then they're the ones forced to push out. Instead, we're sitting cart, we're letting our main tank push cart. Ooh, yuck. Our main tank should not be pushing cart. And so now we don't have this space, right? And we lose it. So we lose high ground control. How did you die? Did you just stay in too long?
Let me get your picture.
You're just staying in too long. Yeah, I don't know why you're... Because this shield's almost cracking, right? They're sending all their damage in there. Yeah, it's a little risky. Happens. It's still winnable, of course. I want you see how we used rock and then immediately used pull after? I want you guys to be coordinating that more, right? Coordinate tank synergy. You can even like have pull rock to this guy as he's doing this if you had saved and communicated your cooldowns further.
Regen up.
Barrier unstable.
Okay. I mean, we kind of just we're pushing up and continuing to shoot when we don't have shield and we don't use shift in time either. So a little bit of a feed.
Engaging fortifications.
It's probably overfight. Yeah, we're down 3. So just a little bit of not using double shield fundamentals, proper right? Pulling. Okay, so now we're trying to take this high ground. That's good. I want to say, you see the delay between when our team, let's try to get a better angle. When our team pokes our head out here on the left, and when Dante comes out on the right, yeah, let's pay attention to these 2 sections. I think we can definitely make them happen at the same time, because the goal of taking an off angle for Dante is so that half of their attention is toward Dante and the other half is toward here, which makes a difficult situation for them. But the way we approach this and the way our grounded core goes in first, all of their focus is over here, and we kind of just miss the timing to get a good advantage. This is such a messy fight. Oh, we got rocks. Oh my. Yeah. We shouldn't. I mean, yeah, we're dragging straight into this hallway. We get the kill, but Stuart dies because he's staring straight into the full brunt of the double shield spam. Still might be winnable though. Wow, that Zen just peeked out of the shield and fed. That's super risky. You see where you died, right? Like, you jumped into the window and into their entire team's AOS to kill this BEP. So you trade your life for an immortality field.
Light them up.
Okay. Window saves his life. Nice. Great comeback. We just get our members back because it takes them too long, and we get the res off, which is good. I want you to have 3 on cart and yeah. Okay, the Mercy is forced to touch first. That's just clean up.
Cease your resistance.
Alright. Let's do a summary. It's a shorter one this time. Number 1. I'm struggling with hotkeys. Sorry. Stop. Weird flanks. Okay. We're taking still these weird flanks, these weird off angles going alone, behind people, or even like just trying to do 1v1s or tunnel visioning onto a single target. This is mostly directed to our DPS. And then just nothing happens, right? Nothing happens. We don't get any payoff out of it. And then in the worst case scenario, we die, which is not good. 2, halt. Some double shield fundamentals, okay? Like, the reason why double shield is a good comp is because it can focus so much damage onto one point. That's a halt word, by the way. Like, we're not putting cooldowns, namely rock and our right click and even our comp choices, right? Like a dynamite's not going into the halt. And certainly, even if you're on soldier, I want to see like a helix rocket going into the halt. So we want to be, Jake wants to be communicating that a little bit better. And I want our team, everyone else on the team, to be saving their cooldowns or looking out to use their cooldowns to capitalize on the halt. Like, think about it this way, right? A halt is just a free way to land your cooldowns. You have so much incentive to try and hit it. And I want to say I really have a number 3. These are just the main things I'd like to that were happening on that map. Other than that, it was sort of a roll. So I'll see you guys on map 3.